More than 60 days after taking office, President Biden will hold his first press conference this afternoon. And it comes after two mass shootings in the U.S. that have put the nation on edge and a potential humanitarian crisis building along the southern border. So CBS's Elise Preston is joining us now from New York to talk more about this. You know, Elise, the president has been criticized over the past few months for not holding a press conference earlier. But when do presidents typically hold their first official press conference?
Anne-Marie, historically, a presser of this magnitude happens within the first 40 days of office.
President Biden is holding the first press conference of his presidency today. Mr. Biden is expected to promote his coronavirus relief bill and his administration's success in ramping up the vaccination effort.
100 million shots before my first 100 days in office. We did it in about 60 days.
Since the press conference was announced last week, there have been two mass shootings that have claimed the lives of 18 people in Georgia and Colorado.
It's so sad that we have to lose lives in order to, motivate people and get our legislators back to talking about it.
With action from Congress unlikely, the White House is considering at least 3 executive actions: strengthening background checks, blocking the sale of gun-making kits, and providing more funding to fight gun violence.
No one is talking about overturning or changing the Second Amendment.
Also expected to come up today, immigration at the southern border, which Mr. Biden's critics say has turned into a crisis on his watch.
The Biden administration has lost control of the southern border.
Yesterday, President Biden tapped Vice President Harris to work with Mexico and Central American countries on the issue.
Needless to say, the work will not be easy. But it is important work.
Mr. Biden will also likely discuss North Korea. This morning, the country test-fired its first ballistic missiles since he took office.
And President Biden has gone the longest of any other president in the last 100 years before holding his first official press conference, although he has taken questions at other events. Anne-Marie?
So, Elise, because he's gone so long without holding a formal press conference, I assume that there is a lot riding on this one. Do we know how he is preparing for it?
Well, the president has reportedly been studying for days, even holding informal sessions with his team, trying to get prepared for this press conference. As you mentioned, this is a long time coming, and we've heard from President Biden, but it's been in a formal speech with a teleprompter and a singular message. This is the first time he is addressing the nation as president, as reporters fire questions.
Voting rights also emerging as a hot-button topic likely to come up during this presser. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell yesterday had a pretty heated exchange over that issue. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Anne-Marie, since Democrats control the House, the Senate, and the White House, they've been working throughout this presidency to get voting laws changed. Now, Democrats want to see a more uniform voting policies throughout the country. And Schumer, he used very descriptive language in reference to these laws that we've seen pop up in states in recent years. He actually likened them to Jim Crow laws. Mitch McConnell fired back. He accused Democrats of harassment and intimidation, and he said that if their plans were to go through, it would be a nightmare. Republicans want voting laws to remain a state's issue. Anne-Marie?
Very interesting. Elise Preston, thank you so much.